All right, we're back. Let's play some guitar. Yeah. Yeah, we'll play some guitar. Doesn't that sound weird? Hey, what's going on, you guys? Normal, right out the gate. Normally you said Explorer or Flying V. Well, I have a question. About that. Do you think that Explorers have a little bit of a different neck feel than Flying Vs? What do you think? Have you played them? Because I've played both. I've owned a Flying V before, and I really enjoyed it. But the issue I found with Flying Vs are you can't sit down with them. And I know there are people like, yes, you can. It's like, not really. They're very uncomfortable to sit down with. But Explorers, I think, have a flatter feeling neck, or at least the ones I played. So I don't know. I would probably own an Explorer, but I'll own a Flying V as well eventually. I really like the Flying V I used to have. It was such a great instrument. I really liked it. Have you ever owned one? Yeah, let me know if you've owned one. They're phenomenal. Really love them. All right, I think we're in tune. Normal says you've tried both. You prefer the Explorer over the Flying V because sitting down. Yep, same thing. Isn't that amazing? It doesn't seem like a big deal, but then it turns out it is. You know what I mean? Isn't that funny? You think, oh, I'll just get over it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't need to sit down with a guitar, and then you actually find out you do. It's not a great experience. But what's going on, you guys? Man, can we talk about that video that I made? It was just a short clip. That's all it was a short clip from Linkin Park, and people went bananas over it. I didn't think it would have that many problems. A lot of people are really annoyed about it. Not everybody. Most people look at it and they go, wow. But a lot of people are really annoyed about it because they're like, that's not fair. Everything's different about it. So just so everybody knows, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a video I put out where I did the Linkin Park Given Up scream. And I've done that many times on the show. We've done that many times on the show. But I just decided to post that clip, and it just got immediately picked up by the folks at home. So, but yeah, we're gonna have to do a vocal cover of that song. I haven't practiced it today, but I'll tell you what, we'll be putting it out. So, Faz says the 17-second scream. Yeah, people want me to do the whole song. They're like, prove you can do it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to. So, Jacques says, how do you fry well? I don't know, dude. Let me explain something about vocals. So I don't know how to teach vocals because it's very difficult to communicate something you can't see. So, for example, on guitar, you could just be like, hey, hit the 5th fret. Do a power chord. You know what I mean? Do a pinch harmonic. And then it'd be like, oh, okay, I can see what you're doing. You can explain it. But with vocals, you can't really do it. It's really weird. You have to try and like guide people to it. And I've seen people try, and I'm like, I don't know how that works, dude. It's pretty obnoxious. So I don't know how to tell you how to do it, buddy. But I'll tell you this: I tried really hard to figure it out, and I guess I kind of just did. So I don't have a good answer for you. Thank you so much for the $10, Jacques. If you got a different question, I can try and help you out. But yeah, I don't have an answer for you. That's one of those things where I'm good at impressions, so it's really difficult. It's really difficult to try and explain it. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other questions, Jacques? I don't want to leave you hanging. You sent $10, so I feel bad for not answering your question well. It's one of those things where it's like, there's no answer to it. Either you figure it out or you don't. I don't know. I'll tell you what you don't do. I could say that. A lot of people say, oh, you drink whiskey or you smoke cigarettes. That does not help at all. In fact, that makes things worse. I used to smoke all the time, and I drank a lot, and no, it made nothing better. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, don't take those stupid piece of advice. So, could I try to sing Psychosocial? I don't even know how that goes, dude. I've heard the song maybe twice my entire life. Sorry, buddy. I would love to do song requests, but we're not going to do that right now. We're chatting up, we're talking. So, maybe eventually tonight we'll be playing music, but I don't like to play songs I don't know how to play. It just looks bad. That's like saying, I want you to do this recipe right now. It's like, I don't know how to cook that. I've never cooked that. I don't have any of the materials for it. It's like, no, do it now. It's like, I don't know how to. So, I don't know how to. Sorry about that, bud. If you got questions, I can answer them for you, but we'll see. Or at least I'll try to. What's my favorite amp? Ooh, that's a good question. I have a couple amps I really like. I really like the Fender Princeton Reverb. The Fender Princeton Reverb is a fantastic amp. I've loved that for years. Fender Deluxe Reverb is great. It's a little bit bigger, a little more power. The Twin's great. That's really heavy, though. It's kind of unnecessary these days. The older PV 5150s are good. I'm not even like a big fan of PV. Orange, the Rocker amp is really good. I really like that. That's like a Black Sabbath in a box. The Tiny Terror is really good. What is it? The OR15. There's a couple different orange amps. There's a lot of great amps out there, dude. The Marshall DSL is a nice, cheap amp. You can just pick up anywhere, and it sounds good. I think that the distortion's better on that one. All the other amps, it's like basically you have one setting, and you keep it at that. So I really like those. So those are my favorite amps. I hope that helps. Let me see here. Pickled says, what's my favorite band? Does anybody in the chat know my favorite band? It's kind of, if you've ever been here, besides Nirvana? Oh, okay. I can go through a little list for you. I would say in my heart, I probably listen to, I would say it's Nirvana, and then Radiohead, and then Deftones, and then it's either going to be Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath. Every Time I Die is a big influence. Dillinger Escape Plan's really good. I mean, there's so many bands. I have a whole list of all my favorite bands, but that's just a couple. That's not definitive, but those are just what I can think of off the top of my head. Because you feel love for certain bands at certain times. Arctic Monkeys, for example. Huge Arctic Monkeys fan. Yeah, I think that's a good little bit. So, Normal Switch says Megadeth or Metallica and why? Ooh, I want to know what the chat thinks. Chat, what do you think? Metallica or Megadeth? I will give you my opinion. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think, though. Come on. If you watch the show, you know how I feel about it. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. Jonathan says Metallica. Tim says Metallica. Have I ever heard of Swedish punk? No, I most of the punk I listen to is either British or American. Let's see here. Pickled says Megadeth. Uncredible says, wasn't this a question on the 4th? Yes, it was, which is why we're bringing it up again. Normal says Metallica. Okay. Faz says Metallica. 22 says Megadeth. Interesting. A lot of people are saying Metallica. Only got a couple people. Megadeth. Come on, let me know. Meteor says Megadeth is terrible. Ooh, shots fired. All right, I'll tell you guys what I think. I'll tell you what I think. Let me pull up a video just so you guys can listen to what I think. Here we go. Here we go. Lane, can you come on here? Lane, can you say something?
Lane wants to say a few words.
Yeah.
Watch him become a god.
All right, then.
Metallica. I love Metallica. They're fantastic. The first 4 albums from Metallica might as well be the 10 commandments of metal. But especially thrash. But Megadeth just comes off to me as kind of a joke. No offense to anybody who likes Megadeth. If you like Megadeth, that's great. But I can't take him seriously. Watch him become a god. Yeah! Speaking of that, we could do some Weezer later. We like to do Weezalica on the show, where I'll just do like a Weezer cover as Metallica. Somebody's hiney is drowning my icebox. Somebody's cold one is giving me chills. And they say, this way is a water side away from me, protected by the every day. Hey, cool. Yeah! That'd be cool. But anyways, we're playing some more music for you guys tonight, later. Say it ain't so. Metallica, for sure. Anybody else have another or question? I like the or questions. You got to pick between the two. Yeah, let me know if there's like a band versus band or genre versus genre. Before anyone asks, yes, that's milk. Your mother poured me a glass earlier, and I don't want it to go to waste. Jacques says, please listen to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Oh, I love them, dude. They got some great stuff. They're fantastic. They're an insane band. Yeah, they're great. Please play Slow Hands. How are things on the West Coast? I don't know how to play an Interpol. They're great, though. I can do a little bit, but nothing. We're just... Song requests will come back later. We're kind of hanging out. We're talking right now. Yeah, we're just chilling. Ooh, that's a terrible question, Pickled. How could you ask that? Oh, my God. Chat, what do you think? Rage Against the Machine or System of a Down? That's heretical. How could you ask that? That is an insane question. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think? System of a Down versus Rage Against the Machine. I was just talking about them. That is not a joke. Right before the show. That was right before the show. I know the answer. I know my answer in my heart. It's gonna make a lot of people really confused, but if you just walk with me, I'll show you the way. Jacques says Rage versus Limp Bizkit. Oh, Rage, without even question. Limp Bizkit's without oh my God, what's their guitarist's name? What's Limp's guitarist? Oh my God, Wes Borland. Without Wes Borland, there is no Limp Bizkit. He's awesome. Anyways, all right, everybody, what do you think? System of a Down versus Rage Against the Machine. I want to hear it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, easily, I've listened to more of one band than the other, but I think one of the bands had a more profound effect on my ability to play music. I've listened to System of a Down far more than Rage. I remember when Rage came out on the radio. When I listened to Rage the first time, I was shocked at how cool it was. I was just a little kid. I was amazed by them. But I had so much more fun listening to System of a Down. And they've had such an effect on me that I'll always love them dearly. But Rage is so much more important in my heart, too, as far as like what they've done to music. Because System of a Down's great. But a lot of the stuff they do isn't very serious. Like, they joke around a lot, which is right up their alley. It's what you need. But I feel like Rage did something that System of a Down didn't do. Rage, like, actually raged out. They like, when Zach left the band, and, like, that was it. And then they came back for some reunion stuff. But when Zach made One Day as a Lion, that made it solidified for me. Because I love Surge. Surge is fantastic. Nothing ever recreated that feeling ever since System of a Down broke up. But if you haven't listened to One Day as a Lion, that's one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite bands of all time. So good. So good. Has anyone listened to One Day as a Lion? I would put it on, but we're kind of not doing song requests right now. You should listen to it. It's very short, very quick album. It's like 4 or 5 songs, I think. Dude, it's so good. Tom B says Sabbath or Zeppelin. Tom, you okay over there? Zeppelin? You really going to spell Led Zeppelin's name wrong? In my chat? You really? No, I'm kidding, dude. It's all good. What do you guys think? Black Sabbath versus Led Zeppelin. I want to hear what you guys think. What would you pick? Led Zeppelin I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. That's a hard one too. T-Bar says Sabbath. I think Sabbath has the better riffs and has the more iconic riffs. Even though this is like basically saying, you know, S tier versus S tier, but I think in my heart, again, I've listened to Led Zeppelin way more than Black Sabbath, even though I absolutely adore Black Sabbath. And I'll show one more thing. I think Led Zeppelin is more consistent too. Like, they never put out a bad record. They also walked away when they could. This is why I have this guitar, as I'm such a Led Zeppelin fan. So I didn't buy it as a joke. I bought it because I was, you know, every time you want to play along to Led Zeppelin, you gotta get this thing out, or a Telecaster. So pretty crazy. Yeah. Even though Black Sabbath arguably is probably more original too. You know. But I don't know. I found myself listening to Led Zeppelin more, for sure. Just a fantastic band. You know what I mean? Jimmy Page. You get that. So good, dude. I can't play the whole solo anymore. I haven't played it in a long time, but it's great. It's great. John Bonham changed drumming, period. Changed drumming. Absolutely. Folks, if you're just joining us, my name is Patrick Gnarly. We're taking a break from music for now. We're just kind of chit-chatting. Music will return. It is music requests plus chat, so we're just kind of hanging out. Let's see here. Yeah, no, that's a real thing in music. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of great musicians that pass away a little too early. And in their case, a lot too early. So, Jonathan says, do you like AC/DC? I do. You just can't play them on the show. AC/DC is one of those bands where if you try to like cover something, they'll actually have their music removed from your stream. It's really sad. There's a couple bands like that, but Led Zeppelin versus AC/DC? Oh, Zeppelin. I love AC/DC too. Again, we're splitting hairs that have already been split. They're so important. They're so damn good. How many bands can you just play like 3 or 4 chords and it just be like, oh, this is incredible? You know what I mean? How many bands can do that? Whoops. Is this in drop D? Yeah, it is. I was like, what? How do I screw up AC/DC? By the way, that song, if you try to play that whole thing, you'll also get problems from copyright. It sucks, but so I got to be careful about playing those songs. It ain't easy living free. So good. Any other questions? I like these or picking questions. These are fun. Yeah, if you got a this or that question, let me know. Those are fun. You need to get into AC/DC more? Oh, listen to Power Age. That's one of my favorite records. Power Age for the early AC/DC stuff. Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap. And you get really into Back in Black. And then the live stuff. The live albums are incredible after that. Pantera versus Anthrax. Ooh, easy. Pantera. Anthrax has some fun songs, but they're not even on my radar. Pantera absolutely annihilates. After Eddie Van Halen, like, kind of lost his edge a little bit, and Metallica kind of tried to do something different after Cliff passed away, I think really Pantera picked up where everyone left off. Does anyone agree on that? Dude, absolutely. Pantera just took off like a rocket ship. Even Van Halen knew it. Even Van Halen was like, we should have done that. Even though they had their own thing. Oh, yeah. You can't listen to Metallica without Pantera. You can't listen to Van Halen without Pantera. It's the continuation. It's the sequel. It's the sequel that was the sequel that you never knew you wanted. So, Keith Moon. I like Keith Moon. Baltimore. The City. Let's see here. System of Down or Korn? Ooh, chat, what do you guys think? I think that's pretty easy for me. That's a pretty easy one. I was like, Dwight, what are you talking about? Is that a show? I have no idea. What do you guys think? Korn versus System of Down. I think that's really easy. I think it's a real easy one. Oh, yeah. Korn's good. They got some great music. They really are. But again, I've listened to System of Down way more times. Yeah, shout out to Arthur, by the way. If you guys are big System of a Down fans, check out Arthur of a Down. He's a real cool guy. He does a lot of great covers, and he's an overwhelmingly enthusiastic dude. Super cool guy. He doesn't go on YouTube, though. I think I'm one of the only TikTok guys that went to YouTube. Everybody else is still on TikTok, and I hate to say this, but I think they're going to pay the price. So, Pearl Jam versus Radiohead. Oh, Radiohead. I love Pearl Jam, too. That's another one that's like, oh. But I've listened to Radiohead way more, and I love Pearl Jam. They're phenomenal. Normal says, what's an album that you hated and now you love? Mine's Pinkerton. I don't really love Pinkerton. I know a lot of people say that, but I feel like that's kind of a meme at this point because I feel like the songs can be kind of good. There's like a couple songs that are great, but I don't know, man. Going from the Blue Album to Pinkerton, it really hurt. Because, like, there's songs called, like, I'm Tired of Sex, and I get he's, like, kind of joking, but it doesn't come off as joking, and it's, like, it's kind of cringy. It really is. Even though I get it, it's like, I can't listen to it. Because you can't have that conversation every time you listen to that song. Somebody's listening to the song in the car with you, and you're like, don't worry, he's being ironic. And it's like, no. It's kind of a lame. There's just not enough there. I mean, there's a couple songs, again. El Scorchio, that's a great song. But again, there's just stuff that's missing there. It seems more sarcastic. I'm not a big fan of sarcastic songs, even though I've written a couple. But, that's more out of, frustration. But, yeah, not a big thing. Ooh, Pickled says Slayer or Meshuggah. Ooh, I want to know what the chat thinks of that. That's a pretty crazy lineup there. That's a pretty crazy lineup. I know what the answer is, though. 100%. 100%. Jonathan, somebody already asked that. Yeah, I said I would rather probably buy an Explorer, but I've owned a Flying V and I loved it. You just can't sit down with them. So, but if I got to play live more often, standing and stuff, and I realize I can just stand right now, but I just prefer sitting because I can play for longer. So, you've never heard of Meshuggah or whatever? Okay. I'm going to go with Meshuggah, dude. I've listened to far more Meshuggah, for sure. Absolutely. Slayer is incredible. You can't get away from them, but I just haven't listened to them as much. Yeah, Meshuggah's great. They're fantastic. I love them. They're absolutely annihilators. They're riff architects. Dude, they're so damn good. Everybody in the band's so damn good. I would say the vocals might be the weakest part of Meshuggah, but again, you're splitting hairs there. They're still ferocious. They're very appropriate for what they do. But I can imagine if somebody's like a really big, I need the vocals perfect, you're not gonna get into it. So, yeah, dude. Yeah, they're fantastic. Let's see here. Favorite pedal? Felty says, does anyone play guitar in here? Anybody play guitar? If you play guitar, let me know. Because I usually, when people ask me guitar questions, I like to wait until there's at least a couple guitar players before I start getting into more of that stuff. You play acoustic? You play Uncredible? Felty, obviously. Jonathan, you play? Pickled plays drums. Yikes. No, I'm kidding. I would say drums are a lot cooler. Drums are definitely cooler. But I prefer guitar. But I do have a drum set just kind of sitting over there. I just don't use it on the show. Drummer for Meshuggah is nuts. Oh, yeah. He's nasty. He's insane. I don't know his name, but I've seen videos of him playing just like kind of just not nonsensical. He's just playing whatever. And it's absolutely abhorrent. It's terrible. Yeah, Bleed's insane. Yeah, that alone is just like, that says everything about the band. That's their magnum opus. Everybody knows that's the song. When you hear that, you're like, it's over. Yeah, that's a world shatterer for sure. But as far as my favorite pedal goes, there's a video. If you go click on my name in the top left-hand corner, you guys can actually check out all my favorite and equipment and stuff like what's going on with this? What are the strings? What picks do I use? All those things. I go over my pedals pretty extensively in there. But to answer your question shortly, I don't really have a favorite singular pedal, but there's a couple I really like. I really like the RV5 reverb that I have. And again, I'm a set it and forget it guy. I don't like to mess with the settings. The chorus reverb on that's beautiful. The Box of Rock's really good too. But I like this. It's just a chorus and a reverb together. And it's absolutely angelic. I use it on every record pretty much. It's so good. And it's not like over the top too. It's kind of there. It's not super subtle. It's there, but it's just people often ask me like, "What is that? What are you doing? What is going on here?" It's beautiful. There we go. Somebody's asking me about something called Die, something Mauer. No, thank you, buddy. I'm not really trying to react to stuff on the show. Because I don't want to do song requests and everybody's just going to ask me to play and listen to songs and stuff. Yeah, I don't really want to do that right now, man. Sorry. Yeah, it's because it creates problems. Because like if there are certain songs that are not allowed to be played during streams, it gets problems. So yeah, sorry about that, buddy. Normal says, should I kick my rhythm guitarist out of my band? Yeah. If he's not doing what he needs to do, kick him out. I would just be like, hey, dude, we're going to kick you out if you don't, like, ship up. If you don't shape up, dude, we got to kick you out because you're not learning anything. And I get you want to have fun, and I want to have fun too, but it's not fun to play with somebody who's not learning things. Does that make sense? Like, I want to play music with you. I want to enjoy your company. You're my friend. But if we're all, like, on a team together and you keep showing up without your helmet, without your cleats, without, a ride home, you're really killing the vibe. You're really killing our mood. You're just ruining our chances of becoming musicians that are successful. Because here's the other thing, too. A lot of people play music and they don't really want to be successful. And I know that sounds strange, but there are people out there that just want to play. They just, all right, I don't care if anyone's listening. Like, that's great. But if you're playing with people that are trying to make this their job, that's not going to work. How many people, hold on a second, in the chat, how many people have, like, worked with somebody who does not care about their job? And you actually, like, care about what you're doing? Like, everybody's gone to a job. I've worked jobs where it's like, I work at some used bookstore or I'm, like, doing something. I used to sell guitars for a long time. If you've ever worked with somebody and they're just, like, constantly showing up late, and I mean not just a couple minutes late. I mean, like, they called off for the 4th time this week. You know what I mean? They are not hitting their goals and the people are getting yelled at by the staff, the boss. Your boss is breathing down people's necks. That sucks. Imagine you're the boss and the employee. If you're in a band, however many people you are, 4, 3, 5 of you, 6 of you, whatever it is, each one of you is in charge of yourself. And it sucks when somebody's like not pulling their weight. They're literally weighing you down. So I hate to say this because I've had this experience many times. If somebody is a good like drummer or a good friend or something like that, you just got to be like, dude, we're going to kick you out. Like, you got to understand from our point of view, this is making us look bad. Like, I want to play music. This is my life. And you're killing me, dude. You're killing me. You're killing the band. Everybody out there who came to see us today, they're upset. This is not about you. It's about us and the entire group of people. So, yeah, just talk to them. And that's the other thing, too. If you're thinking it and you're like, I really don't want to say this, you probably need to say it. Think about that. You really need to say it. Because if you're thinking it and you're not saying it, then you're not being honest. You know what I mean? Any other questions? Anybody else got anything? See, this is why I don't use my Les Paul on the show. Everybody says nice Les Paul. I like it. It's a great guitar, but I want people to pay attention. Not that you're not paying attention, but I feel like people mainly pay attention to the equipment instead of the actual content itself. It's like having a supermodel like driving a sports car or like a race car. They're not concerned about the race. They're talking about whoever's driving it. Does that make sense? They're focused on the wrong things. Substance over style, folks. I'm going to take my Strat out. Thank you for the compliment. I know you're just being nice, but that's why I don't like to play my Gibsons and stuff. These people just get really... They get too complimentary, and I see what's going on. Love says, do you like Nirvana? Yeah, they're my favorite band. Do I have an ESP? EXP? I think you meant ESP. No. They're kind of hard to find in the States, if you can believe that. If you've never heard of ESP guitars, most of the people that buy ESP guitars buy the LTD, which is their like under company for the they're much more inexpensive. So, but they're great. I like them. I think they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal stuff. It looks like the questions are getting a little shorter. Ollie says I'm the number one donator. I don't know, dude. The YouTube's really weird. Whatever that system they have is broken. It's really dumb. Ollie says I never donate. Aw, why not? You don't like us? You don't want to support the stuff you like? Yeah, exactly, Brian. That's correct. Does that hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Is that really that? That's the same chords as Nowhere Man. Play differently. I just realized that. Almost the same chords. That's funny. I'll tell you guys what. I think we're going to go back to music now. So we're going to take questions maybe later. So if you guys want to hear a song, if you guys want to play along with me, whatever you guys want to do, we're going to be playing some music. You guys can send some donations for stuff if you want to pick a song. But I'm going to pick songs until we get there. So give me 1 second. I'm going to switch guitars real quick. We're going to play a song called Burn My Portrait. I think that's a good idea. Oh, man. Did anyone see the Patreon post we made? Yeah, we made a Patreon post about the vinyl that could be happening. Yeah, there's a service I contacted, and I said, hey, can I make vinyl? And they said, yeah. But we're trying to figure out the details. So if you really want the vinyl version of the new record, who knows? It could be coming out. Pretty interesting. Give me 1 second here, folks. Just close some stuff out, and we should be good to go. All right. Well, we'll come back to answer questions later, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, here we go. I know she's opened up before. I know she dresses like Dior. But I like her the best, and oh no, I've got intentions. Oh no, I've got enough to lose. Yeah! talk to, but I know who they wanna blame. Yeah, yeah. They don't need this. Can't stop feeling. It's so hopeless. Burn my portrait. Got enough to say. Why you're all the same. Why you're all to blame. Got enough to say. I know she's opened up before. I know she dresses like her, but I like her the best. And oh no, I've got intentions. Oh no, I've got enough to lose. Yeah, yeah. I don't need this. Can't stop feeling. It's so hopeless. Burn my portrait. Got enough to say. Why you're all the same. Why you're all to blame. Got enough to say. All right, everybody, that was a song called Burn My Portrait. If you liked it, that's for my new record. Can we talk about this for a second? Hold on. We are almost at 8,000 monthly listeners for my band. If you've never heard my band, you just did. Man, that's crazy. Almost 8,000. When I say almost 8,000, I don't mean like we're at, 5,000. 6,000. We're at 7,916 monthly listeners. That's huge. The album came out 3 weeks ago. That's it. 3 weeks ago. And in this month, I've had more people listen to my music than probably in the past 2 years. That's not an exaggeration. Remember, those aren't plays. Those are monthly listeners. Those are people that have come back, listened to more than one song. Those are regulars, folks. That's insane. I've never had that much excitement about something I put out. So I'm going to keep playing some music for you guys. If you want to hear something, please send a chat vote, $1 through the super chat. We'll play a song. We're going to pick something at random out of the chat. But if you don't want to do a vote, send a super chat request. $5. We'll play a song for you. Or Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Any one of these will do. So let me know. Let me know. And you know what? Tomorrow, what we're going to do is, you see this thing up here that says Desk Smash, donation count, 17 out of 300? The desk is still back there. I keep forgetting to talk about it. We're smashing that desk tomorrow. We're going to get enough donations to smash that desk. We have to, dude. That thing is stupid. We got to get rid of that. Yeah, it's been at 17 forever. So, anyways, again, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to keep playing some music. If you guys want to hear something, please let me know. We're going to play some more music for you. We're going to play another one. If you guys have never heard this song, you will a lot on this show. We're going to play a song called Dead Athletes. I hope you like this one too. Has anybody never heard my music before? If you haven't, you're in luck. It's a good experience to have. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Let's do this. fix me for love free. Take my insides, leave them outside. No, please, don't leave. Don't say, save me. Can't compete with dead athletes. Can we get some heart emojis in the chat? Walk on stage if you're having a good time. Then press play. Same song. You're wrong. Come back. I'm back. No, please, don't leave. Don't say, save me. My baby, sweet lady, come save me. Please save me. Yes, I'm leaving for sure. See me falling through the floor. Give me back what she gave. It's my life you must save. Can you fix me for love free? Take my insides, leave them outside. Save me! Please save me! No, please! Don't leave! Don't stay! Save me! My baby! Sweet lady, come save me. Please save me. All right, everybody. That was a song called Dead Athletes. That's from my most recent album. If you guys have not listened to that yet, you can listen to it. Check out the link in my channel description. There's a whole link in there. You guys listen to it whatever you want. Man. Glad you guys are here. Oh, man. Dead Athletes. Fun song. Oh, you know what I wanted to do tonight, too? There were so many people that were annoyed at me about the Linkin Park video I put out. All I did was scream longer than the long scream that was 17 seconds long. And I did say, can I scream longer than that song? And then a bunch of people went, oh, but you're not running around and dancing and singing. You haven't played for an hour. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can learn how to play the song or sing the song at least. You guys mind if I do that? Is that okay? Looks like we're having kind of a small show right now. No big deal. But let me see. Let's pull this song up. What was it called? Giving Up, right? Let's see if we can listen to it. going to listen to this right now. So, oh, give me 1 second. Switch this up. There we go. We're going to listen to it together. I don't know that part. Waste in my disgrace. Okay. Wait, let me find the one with the lyrics. Let me find the lyric video. There's got to be a lyric video. Let's see if I can sing along with it. It's drop D. Okay. All right, let's see. Giving up Linkin Park lyric video. I just want to see what he's saying and stuff. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Try it again. Damn. Is it really drop D? I'll try it. I thought we can see. Wake up and sweat again. Another day's been laid to waste in my disgrace. Stuck in my head again. Feels like I'll never leave this place. There's no escape. I'm my own worst enemy. I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. Is there nothing you can say? On the way, suffocating. What the fuck is wrong with me? So far, no, not so bad. It's not so bad, is it? But I'm scared. I'm not prepared. I hyperventilate, looking for help somehow, somewhere, and no one cares. It's got pretty good. I'm my own worst enemy. I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. Is there nothing you can say? This all away. I'm suffocating. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with me. You gotta do that wrong and have it longer. Put me out of my misery! Put me out of my misery! Put me out of my fucking misery! I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. Is there nothing you can say? Take this all away. I'm suffocating. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with me. That was not so. As a first attempt, hold on. Can I just say that? As a first attempt, I think I did pretty okay. They acted like that was going to be like the hardest thing in the world. I was like, it's only 3 minutes long. What are you talking about? What is, I don't understand. That was, to be fair, there were a couple parts I didn't know you were supposed to go longer, but anyways. Now try learning it, exactly. Maybe I should play and sing it. That'd be the cool, they're like, oh, let me style on you and play the song. How does it go? Bam. Oh, that's it, really it? All right, let's see if we can try it one more time. Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's not super hard. I don't understand. Oh, he does it here. Oh, wait, they didn't play the guitar at that part. Perfect.
Another day's been laid to waste.
It's just bass.
In my disgrace, stuck in my head again. Feels like I'll never leave this place. There's no escape. I'm my own worst enemy. I've given up. I'm sick of feeling.
Now, what's the guitar part? So it goes like. Let me try that. Let me just try the guitar part.
Enemy, I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. Is there nothing you can say? Take this all away. I'm suffocating. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with me. I don't
Okay,
know what to
that's not so
say.
bad. That's not so bad. So you get that. You get the. That's A. Okay. Okay, not so bad. Not so bad. All right, I'll come back to. I'll practice that off the show. I don't want to bore you guys to death with me doing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. Any other questions? Who's bored? Not me. Melody says. Hey, well, I mean, I don't want to make sure. I don't want to play the same thing over and over and over again. It is kind of boring for people. That being said, any other requests? Anybody want to hear something specific? You guys want to enjoy a song? Send a donation. We'll play a song for you. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep picking songs for myself. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We go live pretty much every day. Usually 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We did a late show today because my basement flooded, and it was really annoying. So, still working on it. It's mostly dry now, thankfully. But not that you cared. You didn't ask. But we're going to play some more music for you guys. We're going to play a song called Wisdom of a Crowd. Hope you guys enjoy.
I know what you've been called, what you've been waiting for. Everything's soft, and your feet are getting sore. Congratulations! Well, now you have us. Can you capture them? You couldn't save us. I feel what you lost. You can't see her anymore. Your broken jaw, and you're never getting more. Now you have us. Can you capture that? You couldn't save us. All for this. So much patience. All for this. You can't stop this. It's over. Feelings slowly end. Get to this to myself. Get to this to myself.
All right, everybody, that was a song called Wisdom of a Crowd. If you like that one, that's from my new album, Finals. That's my band name. You can listen to that whenever you want. That album came out 3 weeks ago, and if you guys haven't heard that song, please check out the rest of the album. We're going to be playing music for my band all night. We also have a bunch of requests if you guys want to make one. If you want to send $1, you can have the chat vote on a song. If you want to send $5, you get your song picked right away. If you send Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, any one of those, $2, you get a song too. JT sent a $2 donation. Let me see this real quick. Thank you so much, JT. I appreciate it. Check this out for you. Let's check it out. JT said, "In Bloom acoustic." I'll tell you what. I'll play the intro. I'll play most of the song acoustic for you, but then we'll switch to electric because you can't play the solo. Also, those drums add so much. But I'll tell you what. Thank you so much, buddy. We're going to play In Bloom acoustic for you a little bit. Yeah, because you can't really hit those frets. Anyways. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everyone say thank you so much to JT. Let's see if we can do this. All right, let's try this. Sell the kids food where the changed moods. Insignificant. Dr. Glenn's it's fun who likes all that pretty sounds, and he likes to sing alone, and he likes to shoot his gun, but he knows what it means, to say. Let's play it for real, though. Any Nirvana fans in the chat tonight? If you're a Nirvana fan, let me see some yellow heart emojis in that chat. Let me see some yellow heart emojis. I want to see them. I want to see them. Let's do this. We're going to play In Bloom. Played at least big part of that acoustic. But you can't do the solo. The solo is hard to do on an acoustic. So I'm sure people can do it. And I'm sure I've done it before. But I don't want to do a bad job. So let's do this. We're going to play In Bloom. In Bloom. There we go. Are we going to hit 14,000 subscribers? That's awesome. We're getting closer and closer. Closer and closer. Oh, my man. Hold on a second. I have to say something. Remind me. I want everybody in the chat to remind me to do a live reaction. Because somebody put out a video, I asked them to. That never happened before. That is so cool. We got to figure this out. All right. We're going to play In Bloom, and then we have to do a live reaction. I've never seen this video. I want to see it on the show with you guys. Let's see. This is so cool. There's a guy that, we'll get into it. There's a guy that exposes fake guitar players on the internet, and he's pretty cool. He's a pretty good, he's pretty good at it, let me say. And I said, thank you for doing that. Can you do this guy next? And it's been a couple months. But he did it, finally. So I'm like, yes! So that's going to be pretty cool. He's not a bad guy either. Let me make that clear. But In Bloom, let's do this. Sell the kids for food. Where the changes moods. Spring is here again. Read the dark plans. Ace one who likes all that pretty sounds, and he likes to sing along, and he likes to shoot his gun, but he knows now what it means. Knows now what it means, and I say he's the one who likes all that pretty sounds, and he likes to sing along, and he likes to shoot his gun, but he knows now what it means. Knows now what it means, and I say keep those hearts coming. I want to see the whole chat filled up. Thank you again. We can have some more Matrix or Bruce time the fruit tender rage fruit. Ace is one who likes all that pretty sounds, and he likes to sing along, and he likes to shoot his gun, but he knows now what it means. Knows now what it means, and I say he's one who likes all that pretty sounds, and he likes to sing along, and he likes to shoot his gun, but he knows now what it means. Knows now what it means. Yeah.
Knows not what it means. Knows not what it means. He's one who likes all the pretty songs, and he likes to sing along, and he likes to shoot his gun, but he knows not what it means. 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 Nothing.
All right, everybody. That was the song In Bloom from Nirvana. If you know anything about Nirvana, you know I'm a huge fan.
Yo.
Huge fan. I'm a big fan. We're going to play some more music for you guys. Let me see here. We're going to wait for a second, though. I want to read through the comments. We're going to be reacting to a video. I might not do it on the stream. I might have to do it off stream. But I just want to look at it real quick. If it's what I hope it is, I'm going to be so happy. So give me 1 second. Just looking through the comments to see if I don't think I'm going to be mentioned because I'm not anybody cool. But I did email him. That is true. I did say, hey, can you look at this? This guy seems kind of sus. Nah, I didn't say that, but I said something along those lines. And here's the other thing too. What are we reacting to? I'll tell you in a second. Let me read through these comments just to see if it's not like I'm completely wrong and I'm going to look like an idiot on my own stream, which could happen. A lot of people have been waiting for this. Thank you for the forensics. A lot of people are kind of disagreeing. It seems sleazy to post raw clips that aren't real. I mentioned that. All right. Well, hold on a second. You know what? Let's take a little bit of a gamble, shall we? We'll take a little bit of a gamble. We'll do a pat chat. We'll do if he starts saying anything crazy, I'll have to cut it off, but I don't think he will. He seems like a smart guy. Jacobra. So hold on. So this is Jacobra Records. I think he mainly does recording stuff, but he went into like hey, this bugs me. Let's react to people, faking that they're playing guitar. He made a video a couple months ago, basically, that was like, this guy is faking guitar. And he showed some very convincing evidence. Because, like, for example, at one point he's playing a string and it's vibrating and it's completely muted. So it's like really suspicious. Anyways, we're just going to watch it. I know you guys are like interesting, but I did ask him to do this other artist named Buried Alive. So I'm curious to see what he says. No judgment all the way, but this tagline right here, we'll see.
Now do Buried Alive.
Okay.
Buried Alive is next.
Do
Oh,
a video on Buried Alive.
Next, he is going to say
Like, what's
Buried
the
Alive
next
is
one
fake.
about how Buried Alive is
okay,
Buried Alive.
okay. By 2030.
Wait, before he says anything, here's what I want to say real quick. Want to make sure I get this before I watch the video because it just came out a couple moments ago. I said that what he's doing is he's recording all the guitar parts beforehand, doing a mime video to them. But the thing that makes it look kind of sleazy and lame is that usually he has like a click in front of it. And I made a video about this too. He has a click in front of it that makes it seem like it's one take, that it's live. Which again, isn't the end of the world. But if you're making it seem like it's live, that's lame. So you like miming, people do that with videos all the time. Green Day, Pearl Jam, everybody that makes videos, a music video has to play along to the record. Otherwise, it doesn't sync up. Does that make sense? So again, miming is not the evil here. It's the deception. That's all. I want to make sure I say that before this goes.
Charles Caswell had made his way into a successful metal band called Reflections.
That sounds cool.
That clip that you just saw is from this tour And I was actually playing guitar in I Declare War at the time.
Whoa.
And, you know, Charles and I both were really young and touring around the country, playing music, living out our dreams. But we actually didn't talk very much because the tour was pretty short, only a couple weeks.
That's how it usually goes.
But I do remember thinking that he was a great guitar player. And then
Nasty.
something terrible happened.
Hey, that's
Jake
Final's album
Foster,
cover.
the vocalist of Reflections,
Oh,
fell
sorry.
victim to a house fire in 2014, where unfortunately his friend did not make it out alive.
Oh, shit. Well,
This
timing.
pushed Jake into a dark depression, and the whole band was affected. We didn't work as a band. It sucked. So Charles actually decided to leave this successful band, saying things like, I just wasn't happy with the band anymore, and I left to pursue my own musical expression. Thus, from the ashes, Buried Alive is born.
real quick, he doesn't usually start the videos like this. It looks like there's a bit of a prologue. He usually just goes, people tell me this guy isn't doing things correctly. Here's why he's not. It's usually pretty streamlined. This is interesting. There might be there actually might be some personal interest in here. And so far, none of the videos we've seen are indicating anything like falsehood. You know what I mean? These are not the videos I was talking about. So interesting.
Starting from the bottom.
I think what he's, I know I keep interrupting, but I think what he's doing is he's saying he can play guitar. Because the other ones he was saying they look like they could play guitar, but they're not showing it.
Charles starts churning out these heavy riff videos. Whoa, 1 second. Didn't you miss a squeal there, bud?
Ooh, right away. Now we're talking. Okay.
Okay, he's out in nature in
He's
a
miming.
field or something. It's clear he's doing this so it looks cool. He's not trying to convince anybody that we're actually hearing his real guitar playing from this field right now. Well, when asked for an unedited take, Charles delivers. But he takes the raw take down from YouTube? I don't really understand what that's about, but...
Uh-oh. Wait, what did he even say there? Hold on. Can we look at that? It says, here's a raw run-through of the Demonberry solo. Filmed this before I got my new signature guitar that has the kill switch with the Floyd and sustainer system in it. Okay, so I had to pretend I had a kill switch. Okay, so that sounds like some... I couldn't do it all the way because of this. Okay. It looks like we're getting some benefit of the doubt here.
Ah, I see why he removed it from YouTube. And it's not that it's a sped up clip, it's something different. Let me show you what he's doing. I have this shreddy little alternate picking riff here. To make it sound perfect, I'm going to record this real slow. So now what I'm going to do is inside of my software here, I'm going to have it cut at every transient.
Okay, so what that means is it's like a noise suppression sort of thing. It's to make it real choppy, which is interesting. Has anybody ever thought to do that in their life? I've never thought to make my guitar sound like anything but a guitar. You know what I mean? Like, not that this makes it sound like not a guitar, but there are certain things in guitar language, essentially, like, for example, the string rattle. That can happen. The buzzing of strings, things like that. You don't want those things to necessarily happen, But you typically don't go back in and just edit it out. Usually just play it again. Or you just cut to that part and play it correctly and then cut out.
So now each note is its own individual block. And then I'm just going to snap these to the grid where I believe they belong.
Oh.
And because we're letting the initial strum of the note be there, we're not speeding everything up, actually, and causing artifacts.
Well, Moby says a very good point, which is that cool for different styles. Nobody said anything about that being bad. I said that I didn't do it. And this guy also, Jacobo Records, is not saying that either. But what he is saying is this is in a video that's supposed to show the solo being played, a raw take. The identity of raw means unedited. Does that make sense? An unedited thing. So, Monkey says, amp sims sound like trash most of the time if you want them to actually sound like regular guitar tone. I mean, that to me, that sounds like somebody who's never actually played a good amp simulator. So that's more your fault than the amp simulator's fault. No offense to you, buddy. You got to find something good.
We're letting the actual strum of the note be completely natural, and then we're just cutting off the sustain of the note. So it becomes passable, and then it sounds like I did a perfect shred here.
Interesting.
It does sound mechanical.
Yeah. See, it sounds robotic. So
now, if I show you my clip of me playing this shreddy guitar again, but I now include with the audio this backtracked, edited, perfect guitar, and I actually take my real guitar and I turn it down a little bit so it's a little bit quieter than the backtracked guitar, watch what happens. Check out how much cleaner that sounds than before.
also, I want to point something out, the real live performance. Some of that could be, performance, literally, like if you're playing sloppily. Because I think that Jacobo does a good job of making sure if you're playing sloppy, you can hear it. Like, that's not a perfect take. And then he turns it into a perfect take.
So you can actually make it seem like you played that perfectly edited track because that's what people are hearing predominantly.
Right.
And then you get comments like, I cannot think of a single guitarist that could outplay you.
Here's where it gets really muddy. This is where it becomes unethical, in my opinion. If somebody thinks that it's unedited, but it was edited, you get false expectations. You get people thinking that I should play on this level. I should be as good as this. This is equivalent, in my opinion, when you're trying to pass something off as live and uncut when it is edited, as like almost performance enhancing drugs. Almost like you're using hacks in a video game. Does that make sense? That's why I have such a problem with it. If it's theater, it's theater. It's not real. But if you're saying it's real, that's when it becomes a problem.
Your playing skills are out of human reach. Well, one metal guitarist was really not a fan of Charles doing this.
So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Charles Caswell, you're not fooling anyone who knows any better by any means whatsoever.
The coffee mug is sick, by the way. This means I woke up in the morning, I'm ready to deal out the business. Let's take a sip and crack some skulls.
Bottom line. You've blocked me on all of your social media platforms, as well as removing my comment on your YouTube video about this whole thing, so here I am making my own video.
This is Miles Dimitri Baker, former guitarist of Rings of Saturn and current guitarist of Ice Nine Kills, who is currently on tour with Metallica.
Has anybody listened to Rings of Saturn? Probably the most absurd sounding guitar parts. They've had their controversies in the past too, which is interesting that this is being brought up.
First off, I think it's great that you have your own musical and artistic voice that you express through your guitar videos and music. That's wonderful. Anyone who has a passion for music should do that same thing, even if that's by means of half-speed recording, note-for-note recording, or using MIDI plugins to, sample your guitar. It's 2019. You've got to have a polished product, and that's not the problem.
Exactly.
The problem is, when you put out an absolute abortion of a live guitar video that was not live whatsoever, and you pass it off as real, that's a fucking lie. That is a...
Yo! There you go. There you go, folks. There you go. That is a massive take right there. Perfect. That's everybody. I think everybody in the chat. What do you guys think? Or where we're at? We're halfway through the video, pretty much. Can we talk about this for a second? So far, we haven't gotten to much evidence, but are we already in agreement that being deceptive is bad? Being deceptive is bad. When you're trying to promote something as real, you know, the real McCoy, the full experience. Because again, theater's fine. If you're trying to make something look good, by all means, edit the recording, add some reverb, you know, do some pitch correction, try that compression, cut off that weird part. It's meant to be re-listenable without mistake. But when you're trying to say it's live, and you've seen me on the show, I always mess up and I say, hey, it's a live show. That's the experience. You're getting it as good as you can.
Bold lie, and that is not cool whatsoever. You are it up for everyone around you in this community who works hard, practices their instrument.
The coffee mug is killing me.
And has pride in what they do.
Bro is passionate.
On top of that, you tell people that they should practice 8 to 12 hours a day so they can sound like that.
What? There's no way he says he practices 12 hours a day.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
What's your practice routine like?
Well, I would say be anywhere between 6 and 12 hours a day, sometimes more, you know, on Saturday.
What? I understand practicing a long amount of time. I got that. But that's absurd. What are you, a doctor? What the? Come on.
Saturdays and Sundays, if we don't have plans, I'll basically play from when I get up, and till maybe 2 a.m, something like that.
With what time? With what time? With what time?
No one is ever going to sound like a machine, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
And so that is complete bullshit.
Hold on, real quick. There are people that, can I say something? There are people that sound like machines. There absolutely are. And they're scary. But they do make mistakes. Even machines make mistakes, folks. Just saying. There are people that are crazy out there that are amazing. Just
Jeff Loomis, Guthrie Govan, who else? Rick Graham, 3 guitar greats right there. None of them sound like that because they're fucking human.
Miles makes a great point about how tracking at half speed and editing gives like a mechanical sound. And it's something that even the pros can't replicate because it's kind of like the sound.
I actually really appreciated the virtuosos because if you make money enough to live in whatever profession you're doing, you are professional. So you could be terrible, but be a professional. So I like that little asterisk. Dude, this guy just rules.
Kind of like a MIDI instrument or a synthesizer.
Right.
We can hear that same mechanical sound in essentially all Buried Alive songs.
Which is cool. Like, that's cool sounding to me.
Versus, for instance, some shredding from Jeff Loomis that doesn't have that mechanical sound. And maybe Charles is as skilled as Jeff Loomis, but we wouldn't really know because we don't hear his unedited playing. As you can see, sometimes he does this to achieve impossible results, and then he gets called out for it in the comments.
I can't believe how many people can't see this is plainly faked in post. You're all the same folks who fell for Dragon Force.
And he replied...
Wait. Was there a Dragon Force controversy? Was there a Dragon Force controversy? I'm not a big Dragon Force guy, so is that true? Chat, did that happen? Was there people... Was that real? Jarvis, look up Dragon Force controversy. Oh, sure. There was. Really, Anonymous. Really, tell us about it. Say it in the comments. I'm gonna read it in a second. Thank you. I know I can Google it, but what's the point of having a live chat if you're not gonna talk to each other?
If I post a raw clip, will you shut up or just ignore it like the rest of the cocks that claim the same BS?
Okay, so let's check out these raw clips he's talking about. Now, the problem with this raw clip is like, okay, because it's camera audio, it appears raw, but really you're also hearing an edited guitar and maybe he's playing on top of it, just like I just showed, which gives the illusion that he's playing better and cleaner than he actually can. But in other clips, he doesn't play along to a backtrack.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any further, I have seen this too. Where like some people will prove it's not fake and they'll do an actual real take, but then they actually do make mistakes, and you go like, wait a second, that's not the point. What do you do? We can see that you're doing something. It's just not as precise, which is the point we're trying to make. It's okay to like be like a millisecond or a femtosecond off or something, right? There are differences. Having like the you hold a note and actually do a pull off. Those exist. You will hear those. But why not do it to the same level as you were saying you did? You know what I mean? I don't.
But devil's advocate here, could he be faking this? Yes, he could, because he's playing onto a click track, and the click track could count him in while the backtrack is playing, and you actually don't hear his actual real playing right there at all. Now, the audio doesn't sound like it was tracked at half speed and edited. You know, it doesn't have that mechanical sound, but it could be from comp takes where he's doing it a little section by section and getting it clean and edited beforehand, and then just miming along to that. It's hard to say. But there is one place that he really couldn't fake it.
Oh, in person. Nobody thought about this. I didn't think about that. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're talking about certain guitar players that pretend they are playing live when they're not, which there's all these little different caveats to that. But the main point is if they are saying they're playing live and unedited when it is edited and not technically live.
NAMM is a musical trade show where guitar companies will invite out their endorsed artists to come and perform.
Yo, can we, real quick, I know I keep interrupting, but can we look at that mohawk for a second? Fire. Giant mohawk. Is that a Liberty?
Come and perform live at their booths. And Charles was invited to do exactly this at the Legator booth in 2025.
Okay.
Once again, you can hear his real guitar, but you can also hear an additional perfectly edited backtrack guitar, making it sound like he plays better than he actually does. The tapping parts specifically stand out as having that mechanical sound. So I could see why people would criticize Charles's playing as being edited, but that's...
You know what, though? Playing along to a backing track, I understand if you don't have a whole band, so it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. That's hard to blame somebody for, because I do it all the time, too. But I will say this. I am not saying it's live in the respect that there is no backing track. You know what I mean? So it's interesting, because I've also seen other bands do that when they have to have, like, a second guitar player, and the guitar player's not there, things like that. So to be fair, it can happen to where you just don't have a non-guitar track and you just play along to it. Like, who cares? But again, it goes back to that deceptive element.
It's really only like half true. The majority of his videos, you don't even hear his guitar and it's just mimed along. And then he actually has a folder of raw clips, and he currently has 43 in there. If he wanted to be considered one of the metal guitar virtuosos like Jason Richardson or John Bertucci, he would have to stop posting these mimed clips and only post raw ones like they do. But what if none of that matters? What if Charles doesn't care about being a guitar virtuoso?
Uh-oh.
What if he just wants people to listen to his music? What is Charles' intent?
I'm just trying to be able to play music for a career. If I have to get called you know, this or that by a couple people, so be it. It's like so worth it in every way, hands down.
Yeah.
If his intent is just to get people to listen to his music, I mean, does it matter that he's miming? Or is he trying to show people that he's a virtuoso? I mean, if somebody, you know, doesn't play guitar and doesn't notice that all this stuff's mimed, they would think that he's, you know, a crazy guitar god.
I actually have more respect if they just don't like the music, but a lot of the time, like, they'll just say it's fake, but they won't actually say it's bad music. So I'm like, so do you like it then? Does that mean it's good? Like,
hold on. That sounds like bait. So he's baiting people into listening to his music. Does that make sense? He's like doing this on purpose so that more people listen to it. Now it seems like it's a long con. Not like he's trying to trick people necessarily, but he sees that it gets a reaction and he's doing it on purpose. Does that make sense? I think he just kind of gave it away.
even if it was as fake as you imagine it being or wish it was, like, does that mean it's good? Because that's at the end of the day, that's all I'm going for.
Yeah, but people don't get mad at artists who write, like, nobody gets mad. Well, let me rephrase that. Not nobody. A lot of people understand, like, for example, EDM, DJ sets, Daft Punk's music, anything that requires heavy editing. They're going to have critics that say, oh, that's not real music. But nobody says they're tricking people. Yeah, that's a good point, Anonymous. Anonymous says, bad publicity is still publicity. People are still talking. And ultimately, I always say this about social media, is that it doesn't know good from bad. The machine is blind. It can only tell hot and cold. That's all it knows. It doesn't know why. It just knows a lot of people are talking about this, and a lot of people aren't talking about this. That's why perfectly good musicians get ignored. It's because there's just nothing to talk about. That's why a lot of people that are lame and like annoying get a lot of attention. It's because the machine does not know what's good and bad. It only knows what's hot and cold. So interesting.
Or I'm going for like what I think sounds cool and what I hear in my mind.
I think this is gray area. Because when music videos became popular in the 80s,
I just said
I'm sure
this!
that people also thought that had real live audio as well. But the intent of those videos was not to showcase the actual performance that you're hearing. It's to showcase the music composition, to get people into the band, right? Is this what we think that Charles is doing, or is he really trying to show off his skills? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please...
Interesting. So it looks like I had a feeling that this might happen when he was starting to be like backstory kind of stuff. Some like, I don't want to say sympathy, but there was some like, what's it called? Information that he was giving us that wasn't relevant to the other videos that he made. So I'm going to say something right now. I think Jacobra is being a little too nice about this. Because again, the guy never said, oh, no, dude, I am miming. Like, don't worry about it. Like, no, I'm not that good. I actually do edit this. Because, again, think about it. He said this was unedited. He said this is a raw take. Can we be honest about that? There seems to be some sort of, I don't want to say bias, but I think Jacobra could have gone harder, but I think he made a decision not to. I think that's what's going on. What do you guys think? I did not watch that before this. I saw it in my recommend and I went, oh, I want to watch this on the show. Because I did email him. I did send him a message months ago saying like, hey, you should check this guy out. Because again, people love to just like get upset about things that they think they're being deceived on. And I think that there is some deception there. I really do. If somebody says unedited, if somebody says raw take, if somebody makes it seem like a raw take, then I think they are being deceptive. So I find that interesting. What do you guys think? I want to see what's going on here. Razor says, Pat, you're the best. Thanks for brightening my day every day. Hey, say thank you to Jacobra for making that video that we all got to see and check out. So, Monkey says, did Arrogant ever respond? No, I did not tag him. And I really didn't want to make that like a conversation that I talked about a lot. I want to play music, and I realized that having people talk about other musicians in this way, like often, I don't want to do it that much, which is why I'm like, hats off to Jacobra Records for making that video, because I made a video like that before, and those long conversations. I'd rather make music and make like live streams like this where I talk to you guys, but I don't want to make like giant expose videos and stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't enjoy it. I don't like having arguments in the comments about, this is how this is and this is how that is. I just like to say my piece and then just, move on. And if a bunch of people want to talk about it, I want to be able to choose not to talk about it. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt about it. So I just decided, I was like, I'm just going to put that under wraps. Even though a lot of people, that was actually one of my most successful videos as far as like people that watched it all the way through, people enjoying it, etc. I'm not going to get into it, but I did want to make that video because I thought people would find it funny. And I was like, some people are like taking it a little too seriously. I was like, nah. So Michael says, I think it turned into a con, but maybe he didn't intend for that to happen. Interesting. That's a good point. Maybe he saw the value in the controversy. Because again, I'm all for people making music. If you're making music, even if I don't like it, like I know people like drag Taylor Swift under the bus and all these other things, but I think ultimately, even though there's like a giant like factory of pop music like that, and it has its own business, but the idea is a lot of people really enjoy it, and it's like, who am I to get in the way of that? But when people are being deceptive and lying about stuff, that's when I'm like, I don't know. There's something that really bothers me about it. It just seems wrong. You know what I mean? You know how like magicians, it's like a magician saying, no, I actually am magical. I am magical. It's like, that's wrong. You're tricking people. If you want to have somebody do a magic trick and they go, I'll never tell you how it's done, cool. But as soon as somebody says like, I'm a real psychic, you've crossed the line. You know what I mean? You're lying to people. I'm actually this good. It's like, I don't know, man. That seems wrong. You know what I mean? Like even like my favorite artist, like Nirvana, I talk about every second of the day. Kurt didn't want to do doubling of the vocals. He didn't want to have like a duplicate vocal because he didn't think that was right. When it did sound better. So it's just interesting how some people see the deception as a business. Other people see it as dishonesty. So, but yeah, I think there's something going on with this video. Something seems kind of strange. Because, like, again, his other videos I've seen, he was merciless. There was virtually no reason for him to do any of that stuff. So, it seems weird. Jonathan says Butch tricked him. Not really. Butch kind of tricked him a couple times, but, like, he didn't just go like, I didn't do anything. He showed Kurt the songs. He was like, hey, Kurt, come in here and listen to this. Listen to how good that sounds. He didn't trick him. He did, but not really. Yeah, he was aware, but he did kind of trick him for the overdubs with guitars. Because Kurt didn't want to. If he had told him, like, hey, can you just do it again? He would have said no. So, yeah, that's what I mean. I think tricked is I think an extreme way to put it. I would say he motivated him to do it. He motivated him to do it. And I think, to be honest, to be fair, if he really wanted to trick him, he just wouldn't have told him the truth right after it. You know what I mean? Anonymous says, as long as his backing tracks are all him and it's not Milli Vanilli's situation where he's miming along to something else entirely. Well, that's the debate. That's what's going on here is a lot of people are looking at this and they're saying he is doing a Milli Vanilli, which, by the way, Anonymous, you just dated yourself horribly. Nobody is going to know who that is. But to be fair, with Milli Vanilli, they were just ahead of their time because a lot of artists do that now. But again, are they being deceived into thinking it's live? Or do they have backing tracks? Do they have backing vocals just in case something goes wrong because of the money? It's pretty crazy. But yeah, that being said, Milli Vanilli, that's funny. Chat, let me know if you know who Milli Vanilli is. That's gonna be funny. I'm gonna get a lot of who? If you guys know who that is, I'm gonna be impressed. Don't Google it. No, I understand the Megadeth reference. It's just a lot of people make it, and it's like hearing the same joke after a year. So it's pretty funny. It's funnier that you guys make that joke thinking I've never heard it before. Like there's a lot of people that try the same things. Nothing is new under the sun. That's funny. Oh man, nobody else has any opinions on that? I just thought that was interesting. I'm really glad I saw that, but at the same time, I do think he was a little soft, and I don't know why. Let's check the comments. Shall we check the comments? Let's check them together. Yo, I'm on YouTube. Let's see here. Damn, I haven't seen that flyer in forever. Okay. Modern guitar virtuosity is basically dubstep now. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I literally just say it's how people feel about EDM? I literally just said that. People are always going to have some sort of opinion that kind of, it's like, where do you draw the line? But again, nobody is expecting EDM artists to actually be like playing all those parts live. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. That's like going to a monster truck show and being like, I don't know, what's the point? They're not going anywhere. It's like you've missed the point entirely. It's the spectacle. It's the theater. Let's see here. None of us ever thought the band was really performing in music videos. Is always obviously the album version recorded. Yeah, that's a good point. He's saying if you actually were tricked by that, then something's wrong. So let's see here. I think Charles is an incredible guitar player, even without all the editing. That being said, I love how his music sounds heavily edited. As long as he doesn't pretend that it isn't heavily edited, there's nothing wrong with it. That's the point everybody's trying to make. Is he saying that it's edited or not? And for the most part, I do see people, not people, I do see him arguing and saying, because didn't he say that in the video? Where did he say that? Yeah, right here. Right here. See? This is, when you say stuff like this, that's where it's like, It's not. I don't think it's a gray area. I really don't. When you're yelling at people in the comments, and you're saying no, it is real. Like, I'll give you guys an example. I'm going through something similar right now. On my video where I said, "Can Patrick Gnarly sing longer than Linkin Park?" People are saying that I'm being disingenuous, and I'm like, you know what? You weren't singing on stage. You didn't sing the part before that. You didn't do this. You didn't that. You know what I did? I agreed with them. I said, that's true. I was not. Let me see if I can do it. And I did a video. And they were right. There was a shorter amount of breath I could take. He could easily not say stuff like this and say, no, it is edited. Do you see the difference there? You can say, no, it is edited. It is different. I did edit it. You want me to play something that's not edited? I will play it for you. That's the point I'm trying to make here, is that there are people out there that will tell the truth about certain things that seem deceptive. Like, they'll be like, no, that's not real. No, that's not real at all. I'm sorry that you felt like it was. It's just meant to be a music video. It's just meant to be a visual. It's just meant to be this. But when you're yelling at people and swearing at them and making fun of them for something, and they're right, though. They're right. What did the other guy say before? Let me see here. This guy.
On top of that, you tell people that they should practice 8 to 12 hours a day.
Again, he's right. Why did he say it's a gray area? Something's not right here. This guy, he's like, you're telling people you have to practice this much and you'll be as good as me and blah, blah, blah. Well, he didn't say as good as me, but he's implying it. I don't know, man. All right, I won't talk about this too much longer because I feel like it's kind of, you guys already understand my point, and I'm kind of reiterating it. But yeah, man, I don't think that was a good take. I think he was being a little too lenient. But then again, it's his video. He can say whatever he wants if he believes it, if he has his own mentality. But yeah, I think there's some bias here. I think there is. Because again, everybody in the chat, I think we all agree deception is wrong. Deception is wrong if you can't own up to it. Especially if is it even deception at that point? If you're like, no, it is fake. It is meant to be a theater. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyways, that's all I wanted to say. That's my main thing. Does anyone have any questions? Should we go back to music? What do you guys think? I want to know. I want to know. You guys, come on. Get in here. Come on in. Come on. The water's great. Come on. There's a waterfall. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. I have milk. We're going to drink it. Yo, shout out to Milk. Jilly says, Deception the band or the thing people do? I'm gonna give you two guesses on that one. See, Jonathan says, did you change out the Johnson chorus pedal you don't like? Nope, still got it. Thing still sucks too. It's like practically broken. But I'm not buying a new chorus pedal. It works. It sounds fine. I don't have the money to fix it. Sid says, what kind of milk? Anybody want to guess? 1%, 2%, whole milk, skim. Are those all the milks? How many? Is there 3%? Is that legal? Whole milk? Interesting. Oh, 3% is whole milk. I didn't know that. What a weird concept. Oh, half and half is 10 to 12%. Cream is 18 to 36%. Supposedly. Really? Damn. All right. Everybody got your guesses? Everybody got the guesses? SPR says, been waiting on you streaming. Yeah, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. I was late. I posted it in the Discord. Half and half is bomb on Frosted Flakes. That sounds genius. Yeah, let me see here. Liam says, I bet it will get much more difficult to differentiate between raw sound and mimed. Any sort of thing you can see, phantom pull-off, mechanical sound, will we smooth that eventually by AI? Oh, I'm sure. But not until then. But, all right, so the answer is 2%. Folks, I bought 2%. So if you said 2%, you were correct. Interesting. That's fascinating, dude. But I'm glad I got to watch that video with you guys. Because I think it's important to hear... I think it's important that people kind of weigh in on stuff that they have some sort of... I wouldn't say expertise, but they have some sort of passion for. I find that there's a lot of people on the internet, and this is a problem I have with like random commentators and stuff. Most people on the internet don't have like their, achievements. They don't say I've been playing for 20 years. I'm sold guitars for this amount of time. I'm familiar with these specs. I study these things in my pastime. I've owned these guitars, things like that. A lot of people just say, "Oh man, you don't want to buy red. Red makes you play too fast. You want to buy a blue guitar because it's blues." And it's just like, God damn it. Why did that sound like the dude from, what's that show? What's that old show? Oh my God. What was I just doing? The Andy Griffith show. Why does it sound like the Andy? Hey, how you doing? We're gonna go back to the store. What's the name of that guy? Deputy? Dude, I have no idea how that popped in my brain. What is the name of the dude? Barney? Yeah, Barney Fife. From the Andy Griffith show. That is an ancient reference. I don't think anyone's going to get. What does he sound like? Hold on, let me play a clip of him talking, just so you guys can hear him. Let me pull this up. Well, hello.
Well.
Oh, he better not say something crazy.
I just thought I'd wait to be a spell.
Wow, riveting dialogue. Can we get something better?
Barney! Shh. I just want to know how I was going to vote.
I just want to know how it's going to vote.
Walker.
I didn't. Barney!
There aren't any bullets in this gun.
Oh, well, Barney keeps his bullet in his pocket.
In his pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you put it in the pistol where it belongs?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is a terrible video. This is not explaining anything. Anyways, we'll move on. Sorry, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't check stuff before you play it on the show. Let me see here. JDF says, could you learn verse, chorus, verse? Nah, sorry. I want to learn the songs I want to learn. There are people that have been very, very helpful to the show, very patient with the show, and who have been asking me to learn certain songs for a bit of time. And I'm going to learn those first before I play random songs. But thank you. It's a great song. But, yeah, I just want to make sure I take care of the folks that are taking care of us. Let's see. Favorite Stratocaster out of your collection? This one. This one has like a U-shaped neck, and I really like it. It's like thin. It's thin this way, but it's a little bit thicker this way. Isn't that interesting? So, still waiting on Sparks Yellow. Oof. Sparks. I did learn that at one point, long time ago. Yellow would be cool too. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones. I don't know how that goes though. He does that cool bend. I don't know what the rest. That's why I don't like to do that. Let's see here. Do you play 7 strings or 8 strings? I used to. I used to have a 7-string on the show. I had to sell it because I never really played the songs that used it, and I was like, all right, this is kind of a waste of money. So I decided to sell it and use it for different things. But 8 strings, I hate to say this, I feel like that's kind of a meme. Because, like, yes, there are songs that go down that low, but I find very few songs actually use, and that's not to every song, obviously, but the songs that I play don't use the whole fretboard with that. So I would rather own a guitar that's dropped down to that tuning and just, figure it out that way. Because here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this. If you move from 6-string to 7-string, it really does change how you think on the fretboard. It's much wider. A lot of guitar players, what they'll do is, if you start playing 7 strings and you want to play standard again, they'll just get a 7-string and they'll tune it to standard and they'll just have 2 high E's. Isn't that interesting? I would have never thought to do that. Wes Borland and Steph from Deftones, Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit, they do that. So if they want to play in standard tuning, they have to get a 7-string or now an 8-string, to get that done. Isn't that a brilliant way to do that? Because you get used to the neck. You really do. So if you have a really wide neck, you just kind of don't do it. Milo says, I have an 8-string guitar. Do you only play the 8-string? Is it weird going back to a 7 or 6? Or do you just 8-string forever? Yeah. Orangutan says, have you done a tier list in a while? No, I have not. We've been doing kind of a chit-chat session for most of this night. So it's been pretty interesting. Borland is a crazy creature, for sure. You guys want to keep chit-chatting, or should we go back to music? What do you guys think? You have an Omen 8? Those are pretty cool. If I could have every guitar with this neck, it'd be so easy. I have 2 guitars with very similar necks to this neck. Very similar. They're not exact, but they're pretty similar. So I'm pretty happy about that. The other guitars, like, for example, this Jackson that I have, way flatter, way wider of a neck. And it's just, I never really get used to it. I always say you marry the guitar you play the most. That's how you think. Sid says, oh my God, have you seen any TikToks about chit? Excuse me? Are you trying to get me to say a bad word? Anonymous says, is a Fender neck or something aftermarket? It's just a Fender made in Mexico. They're all slightly different because they still use their hands to make them and just sand it on the back. So some of them have like a little bit of a thicker neck. That's why Gibsons, if you get Gibsons, not every single one feels the same because they are, even though there's a lot of CNC and stuff, they still do a lot of stuff by hand. So you do get like variations. And that's like a feature. You want that. So not every guitar has the exact same specs because everybody's hands are different. Why would the guitars be? You know what I mean? It'd be bizarre. So it says, no. So there's a guy named Jay Renshaw who makes skits about a character named Chit, and it gives like Office vibes. Oh, are you talking about the glasses guy who said something about the black purse in here? Is that guy? I've heard of him if we're talking about that guy. So you have seen him? Okay, cool. Apparently he's got a huge following now, so. Orangutan says the Fender Mexican Strats have gone up in quality. Yes, they have. Would you guys like to see? Would you guys like to see an example of the quality difference? It's pretty crazy. It's an amazing transformation. Are they like amazingly different? No, but they are much better. I'll give you an example. So, you guys see how? I don't know how well you can see this. See how there's white paint in here? It's just white paint. They just spray the whole body. Psst, psst. So like the roundness of here. Again, this isn't like, oh my God, amazing. This is way better for guitar. But okay, you got overspray in there. Cool, we got it. Check this out. This is gonna be like, oh. They don't have to do this, but they made it better. And not many people are talking about stuff like this. This is one of the player 2s. Look at that. No overspray. It's just wood. Also, the routes, laser precise. Like, that is sharp how they did that. Insane how they do that. Like, there's no splintering. There's no, like, sawdust. Like, even on the Gibsons, you'll see sawdust and, like, you'll see, like, splintering in the stuff they do. Those are made in America. Those are 5 times the price. Like, that's crazy. Again, is this like, oh, now it's a better guitar now? No. But you're getting something that's made better. It's fascinating. And then I put a giant a giant thing on it to make it better. Yeah, this has better quality control than the Gibson I got, which is really funny. But again, you know, that's what you're paying for. So anyways, that's what I always say about that. It's really interesting. So yeah, the Benji caster. Milo says, do you have a Telecaster? No, I do not. I've tried so hard. So many tellies I want to buy. But every time I buy a telly, I never really fall in love with it. The last telly I really wanted to buy was a custom shop, which is already, now you know, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money, especially for a telly. So they're kind of not hard to make. But I really loved it, but I was not trying to drop $6,000 on a guitar. That's insane. And even with a discount, because I had a discount because I worked at the shop, I think I only had to pay $4,000, which is still astronomical. Again, didn't buy it, but still, I really liked it. But if you have to buy a guitar, if you have to spend $4,000 to get something right, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I can do that. So it's pretty funny how that works. Yeah, it's one of those things. How much was the Mexican Strat? The old ones were, you could get them in the early 2000s for $400 new. And then they had a couple different updates. They went up to 400 to 500 to 600 to, what's the street value? Because the tariffs are also a factor too. So you really do have to consider that now. Fender Mexico Player 2. So let's see some here. Russell says almost to 8,000. I was just talking about that. Russell, thank you so much. Russell, we're not playing songs right now, buddy. Sorry. I hate to tell you that, dude. This has happened 3 times now. Russell, I love you. We're trying to chit-chat. I'm taking a break. I appreciate you. We'll play Passenger later. Thank you, buddy. Let me see how much the Player 2 is. Looks like they are now $840. That's pretty crazy. Because, like, I think the Player 2s were, like, 6-something before the tariffs. So that's pretty crazy. No, they're $900 for some of them. No way. A Player 2 is almost the same price as an American Standard. That's insane, dude. That's insane. I can't believe that's how expensive they are. Does it say any? Because I remember I used to work at a shop. They were like $600. That's absurd. And they're good, but they're not. I don't think they're that good. Yeah, they're gonna be in trouble, dude. They're gonna be in trouble. That's gonna be crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, Galactic says, what would you rate the band Heart? I like them. They weren't really like a big influence on me. I really enjoyed them, but other than the singles, I never really listened to them. I don't know. They're probably fantastic. I can't really give them I probably can't give them a rating, but I would say this, they're incredible. They're probably underrated, but they are incredible. So, Nope. Sorry, Park. We're kind of hanging out. We're taking a break. We're kind of just chit-chatting. We watched a really long video, and we're kind of just talking. We're going to play music soon, though. Russell, I don't want to let Russell down. But I don't want to just, jump up and play a song as soon as somebody says it, especially when we're kind of hanging out. So, Levi says, what guitarist inspired you? Ooh, so many. I'm a really big Kurt Cobain fan. Jimmy Page also has a lot of great guitar riffs that I really enjoy. You got Tony Iommi, fantastic guitar player. I mean, the guitar players from Every Time I Die, they're great. What is that? It's Jordan Buckley. Jordan Buckley and, God, what's his name? He's super cool. He's a wrestler now. What's his name? Jordan. I'm sorry, Andy. What's his damn name? Give me a name! Andy Williams. There we go. We got it. Andy Williams. Yeah, big one. Russell says, you all let me down, Pat. Thank you so much, Russell. Did you watch Back to the Beginning concert for Ozzy? No, I did not. I'm waiting for them to go back on tour again. They've done that so... How many times... Let's look this up, for real. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath, how many reunions? How many times did they say that? Last time. 1997, they had a live album called Reunion. 2011, they had the original lineup with Bill Ward. Contractual disputes led to his departure before the recording of the 13 album. Damn. They had the Heaven and Hell stuff in mid-2000s. Then they had the Zach Sabbath stuff. Did they have The End? Hold on. How many times did they say last show? Tell me, Internet. I'm waiting for one more. Just one more. Because they'll make a crazy amount of money. Oh, it doesn't say. I'm going to tell you right now, they've done this a couple times. So we'll see. Let's see here. The End concert was 2015. Thank you so much, Michael Scott. Tool had an amazing set. That is cool how Tool is there. Tool's nuts. Orangutan says COVID made guitar prices shoot way up and they never came back down. Not really. They kind of went up. They really didn't go up that much, though. Because, if you think about it, how it works, because I've been playing guitar for 20 years. Guitar prices have almost doubled in the past 15 years. And in the past, only 1 or 2 years, they've gone up significantly. And I hate to say it's because of the tariffs. There's a lot of companies that use Chinese and Mexican-made parts and things like that. So they're getting... It's kind of how it works. If the product is getting raised up artificially through taxes, then the end product is going to go up as well. I don't know. There's no other way to put it. Yeah, a $600 guitar going up to $700 to $800 to $900. That's not inflation. That's clearly taxes. So, yeah, there's no way that makes sense. Because let me put it this way. I bought this guitar new 2 years ago, and I paid like $600 something. So they're $900 now. That's not inflation. There's no way. Any taxes, dummy? It's greed. How does that make sense? How are they supposed to do bottom line with that? What is it? Tony's trying to explain how business works. I worked at a guitar shop for so many years. How does that make sense? This thing goes up now. Why wouldn't that go up at the end? Let me think about it this way. Let me tell you, greed, dummy. People aren't going to buy the product if it's too high. They can't do that. People will not buy it. They have to raise the price. So the idea is anytime you buy a guitar, you're not buying it at the price that the manufacturer said. They're like, hey, we're going to sell it at this. What they're doing is they build the guitar, and usually it goes up by double, rule of thumb. So for example, a SG, let's say a Gibson SG. typically shops will buy them. Like, let's say a guitar shop. Let's say Guitar Center. Guitar Center buys them for like $1,000. Gibson doesn't make them for $1,000. They sell them for like maybe $500, maybe $400. So Gibson sells the guitar for that much. Guitar Center buys it, then they have to sell it for over $1,000, but they sell it for about $2,000. So if company A has their parts and stuff go up in price, they pass that on to you. That's not greed. That's not how that works. There are things that do that. Like, for example, McDonald's. McDonald's has raised prices, but almost none of their stuff has anything to do with tariffs because the food isn't being tariffed, right? There are things around it that are being tariffed, but I know this might go over your head a little bit. You might not be familiar with manufacturing or retail or anything like that has to do with foreign manufacturing, but I assure you that you might say that it is entirely greed. No, it's because things are more expensive and they're passing it on to you, the consumer. So that's how that works. Yeah, I don't understand how you could ever think something will go up $300 overnight, and then you know there's tariffs going on, and you not understand how that works. Anyways, we'll move on because that's a gross misunderstanding of how that works. So, yeah, there's no other way to say that. So it's very, very thing. Bidenomics. Oh, okay. That's what's going on right now. That's what's going on right now with Mexico and China. It's Biden. It's Biden that did it. Okay. Sure. Okay. Ask Porsche why they're not shipping any product to the United States. Go ahead. Look at that. There's a lot of car companies that are being affected by this. They're not even trying. They're trying to wait out the tariff. They know what's going on, dude. You can say whatever you want. That's what's going on. Yep. That's what's going on. There's a lot of car manufacturers that are trying to wait out the tariffs. So they're not even trying to import to the United States. They're trying to sit on the stuff they have. They're trying to sell it out because it's not being affected by the tariff. Because it was before. Anything after that's going to be astronomical and it's going to be horrible. Johnny said, are we blaming Trump again? No, we're blaming the thing that is there. Nobody said the word or the name Trump. Why can't you anyways? Why is that a problem? You don't like the aspect of something going up 30%, 40% because of a tariff? Does that not make sense? You guys, hold on. We can just pull this up. We'll just pull it up. Pricing. We'll just look up. What's that website? Camel? We'll just pull it up. We'll look at the price chart. Player 2. Stratocaster, made in Mexico. We'll pull it up. Because it came out a year ago, right? Yeah, here you go. Perfect. I'm right. Watch this, children. Pull this up. When did it start happening? Look at this. You see the pricing? It was how much? Whoops. How much was this? Whoops. Can we pull this up, please? Window. There we go. How much was it? 22, 23? How much is it now? What's the time period? You're welcome. Good luck. Take a look at that. There you go. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Why do you guys have to be weird about it? Just the prices went up pretty much in less than a year. So. Oh, it's greed. Yeah, it's greed. They can sell it for the original price. Sure. They want to lose money. That's not how business works, baby. Orangutan says, guitar brands are going to take a hit with revenue with guitars being so expensive now. Everything is, dude. You got the shops. You have the kids that are trying to buy them. You have the the lessons people are trying to take, or people are going to not be able to buy as much. But what's going to happen is people are just going to buy used guitars more often. Because you think about it, if people really want something, they'll try and get it. That's why counterfeit Gibsons are really popular. A lot of people really don't want to spend the money on a Gibson, but they like the name, so they buy counterfeits. And that's another thing that's like most people don't know that's illegal. What they do is they'll buy something, a counterfeit, and they'll go, it's fine. It's like, no, you can get that seized at the port. If you buy something that's counterfeit, it's illegal. You can't buy or sell it. If you have it, there's nothing they can do. But if you're trying to sell something knowingly, it's illegal. But again, most people aren't really paying attention to that. If it's like Facebook Marketplace, you can get banned from Facebook Marketplace, but good luck. They don't really pay attention to that stuff. But if you try to go to a shop, for example, and you sell a counterfeit, they can call the cops. But the thing is that it's hard to prove because you can just be like, I didn't know. But they'll seize it. They can be like, yeah, you can't have this. But again, how many people are promoting that? So, but the idea is there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that if the market does react to things, but sometimes it does it in a way that's illegal. For example, black markets. I mean, look at what is it? The prohibition. People are still drinking alcohol. Just because it made it illegal doesn't mean this stops them necessarily. But they figured that out the hard way. But yeah, the counterfeit stuff. Yeah, the Gibson. They just don't want to pay for the. They just want the style of Gibson. They don't like the understanding of it. And again, Gibson's really expensive, but you know. Let me see here. Nighttime says, "What is happening?" We were talking about pricing of guitars, and I was saying that this is a good guitar, and I like it. It's just the prices went up, and then people started arguing as to why, and it was like, it's. I don't understand how you can misunderstand it. It's really weird. Yeah, Russell says I bought mine for $50 out of a trunk, dude. That's tight. You know what, Russell? Should we play the song for you? You've been super patient. It's been like, 15 minutes, 10 minutes? Let's play that song for you. Thank you so much for being patient. We're going to play a song for Russell, who donated $10 to the show during this moment. We were just chit-chatting about guitars. We'll play that song for you. So we'll just switch on back over. If you guys got any questions, you can ask them, but I'm probably going to be playing music instead. So let me know. But again, thank you so much, Russell. It was Passenger, right? Which is pretty much just a vocal cover. So I only play the intro. So, yeah, we'll play this for you. Thank you so much for everybody saying thank you to Russell. Make sure I'm in tune. It's been a little warm today. All right, so here we go. We're going to play Passenger. And I want to ruin my voice. Again, thank you so much, Russell. I appreciate you, buddy. Enjoy.
Just like Russell, still I want some more. Mirrors sideways, who cares? cares what's behind? Just like always, still your passenger. Chrome bodies, buckles, and leather surfaces. These and leather, lucky witnesses. Now to call me this time, won't you please drive faster? Roll the windows down this cold night. Air is curious. Let the whole world look at who cares who sees anything. I'm your passenger. I'm your passenger. Drop these down, then put them on me. Nice, cool seats there to cushion your knees. Now to call me, take me around again. Don't roll over. This time, won't you please drive faster? Roll the window down this cold night. Air is curious. Let the whole world look at who cares who sees what tonight. Roll these misty windows down to catch my breath and then go and go and go. Just drive me home and back again. Just like always, don't let me go, 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 go. Take me to the edge.
All right, everybody, that goes out to Russell, who sent a wonderful $10 donation earlier. While I was yapping, talking too much. Obviously, people are enjoying the show. If you guys are, tap that screen. Stick around. We're playing some more music a little bit later, and now. But we're going to be talking later. So if you guys want to chat, you guys can. But I'm going to be focusing on some music for a little bit. Russell, was there another song you wanted to hear? I want to know what you want to hear, buddy. Oh, you know what's funny, Russell? I actually have a Wayne's World hat. I bought it because I wanted to wear it on the show. It's a little too small for my huge head. But, yeah, I bought a Wayne's World because it's basically Wayne's World if you think about it. It's public access. Anybody can join. I talk about music. We play some music. I got a guitar. We do that kind of thing. It's pretty fun. Russell really doesn't like me playing guitar. You just want to hear me. You want to hear me sing? I got you. Yeah, we'll play some music. Because I don't play the guitar on this song, so we'll do that.
Don't say, don't go away. I know, don't say for you to take control. Oh, please say, don't go away. I know, don't say it's so. It's changed, it's over. Say, don't go. Don't go away. It's all no claim. It's shame. It's wrong. It's too late. All of this is my life. Written, I walked away. Called off parade away for you to pay this to say don't go away. No, save your soul, leave us alone. Say don't go away. It's so face this day, it's too late. Say, don't go away. I know, claim the same. It's wrong, it's too late. All right. So that was a song called Written. That's from the second record. Yeah, not a lot of guitar that I play in that song because literally the entire song is just like. Yeah, I never play it, so. Kip says, hey, Russell, we're back on shift on the ambulance. We just put out his live on the soundbar. Oh, uh-oh. We've been mainly doing a kind of a chit-chat show. So there's going to be a lot of like talking, but I mean, we can keep playing some music. I'll play, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll play 3 songs rapid fire. We'll play 3 songs rapid fire. We'll do that.
Let's play something. Let me see. Let's play No Longer. I think that's a fun idea. All right, let's try that. We got a $20 donation from Russell for Nostalgic. We'll play that next, buddy. Thank you so much. We'll play that next for sure. You want it acoustic or electric? To end the rapid fire? Okay. No, I can play it next for you. Whatever you want. It's up to you, buddy. You're helping out the show. You're the only one who sent a donation today, by the way. I think one other person sent something a while ago when we first started, but you want it acoustic? You got it. All right, so let's do that. We're going to play this song first. I'll play a song called No Longer. Hope you enjoy it.
I am a song you no longer sing. I am a dream you no longer dream. I am a road you no longer drive. I am a tear you no longer cry. No longer, no longer. No longer, no longer. No longer, no longer. No longer, no longer. I am a game that's no longer played. I am a gift that's no longer saved. I am a place you no longer hide. I am a breath you no longer sigh. No longer, no longer. No longer, no longer. No longer, no longer. No longer, no longer. Save it! Sit back! Move on! How about that? No longer, no longer. 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 Sail out in summer waves. Sail out in summer waves. My eyes played out, but I'm awake.
There you go. That song is called No Longer. Cyanide said, someone should tab this song out. It's pretty easy. Maybe I should just put the tabs on Patreon. Maybe I'll put it on the Patreon for a little bit. and then it'll slowly but surely be released as it does. So, but yeah, it's not too hard. It's like 3 chords in the beginning. It's just that. It's pretty easy. You should be able to figure it out if you give it a shot. Yeah, if you cover it, and I don't give you the tabs, I will repost it. I'll repost the cover and I'll point out like stuff on it if you want. So anyways, we'll keep playing some music. If you guys are just joining us, we're playing 3 songs rapid fire. That was 1. We're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna end it with a song called Nostalgiac for our friend Russell. Again, everybody, please say thank you to Russell for helping out the show. Not everybody is as patient and giving and downright cool. We got some cool people in here. And here's the other thing too. Some people think, oh, you say it about everybody who donates. No, there's so many people who donate. I go, get out of here. Psh. So it happens. Trust me. I'm not that cool. Anyways, we'll keep playing some music. We're gonna play another one for you guys. We're gonna play a song called "America's Most Unwanted" next. I hope you guys like it. So, all right, let's do this. We're gonna play a song called "America's Most Unwanted." This was from the album Nothing New. And if you've never heard it before, we're going to play it for you right now. So again, thank you guys so much. Enjoy. Here we go.
Broken, shattered hourglass. Now it's gone, not coming back. Did you notice? Feeling so hopeless. Work is done, but there is more. Something new but seen before. Deep in the forest, complete the chorus. How could you be there for me when you're so empty? Can you help me become more than only something you said? I waked up with your mistakes. Looking down, it's all okay. What was the message? But did you send it? Everything is upside down, torn apart and inside out. Missing direction, constant rejection. How could you be there for me when you're so empty? Can you help me become more than only something you said? Something you said. Something you said. Something you said. Something you said.
right, everybody. That was a song called America's Most Unwanted. Cyanide and Russell picking on somebody in the chat. What's going on there? Hold on. Stitch Angel says, do you know Billie Eilish? Sing her songs, please. Well, we do requests. I don't know any Billie Eilish. I got to say something about Billie Eilish, though. I don't hate her music or anything like that, but it is very interesting that they pushed, when I say they, I mean their record label, they advertised so hard. I mean, I saw it everywhere for I think 3 weeks, a month or something like that. And then, I hate to say this is really funny, but I don't really hear about her that much. I see some people talking about her, they'll post videos. I haven't heard a peep from any of her albums, any of her songs. I heard Bad Guy, and then after that, I just heard nothing. Is she still playing music? She's still doing stuff out there? So I've not heard almost anything. I know she still tours and stuff, but I haven't heard a single thing. So we're going to keep playing some music if you guys are still out there. So if you guys want to hear something, you got to send a donation. We got chat voting for $1. If you want to pick a song out of the chat at random, we can do that for $1. Super chat request $5. No voting required. I'll just play your song as long as it's something up here. And then we have Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo for $2. So let's see here. Abby says, I'm still out here. Hello, Abby. All right, everybody. We'll keep playing some music for you. What do we got here? We just played America's Most Unwanted. I think we're going to play a song called... we'll play a song called What I'm Looking At next. I think that's a good idea. We'll play a song called What I'm Looking At. So, Tim said, hi, Patrick from New Zealand. Can you play Seven Nation Army? We can. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate you. We'll do that after this song, the next song, which was Nostalgiac, and then we'll play Seven Nation Army. So you got a couple songs to go. So we'll keep going that. All right, here we go. We're going to play a song called What I'm Looking At. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's from the new record. Everyone say thank you to Tim.
Explain to me what I'm looking at, what I'm staring at. Okay, explain to me who I'm supposed to be, who I need to be. Okay, explain to me.
Hey, Cyanide, relax.
What I'm supposed to do, what I mean to you. Okay, explain to me what I'm looking at, what I'm staring at. Okay, explain to me what I'm supposed to be, who I need to be. Okay, explain to me what I mean to do, what I mean to you. Okay, what's going on? Something's wrong. Welcome back, maniac. Okay, explain to me where that life is gone while you sing along. Okay, explain to me are you still around? Am I above the ground? Okay, explain to me what you've done to me, what you need from me. Okay, higher than clouds, they're looking down. Stare, stare to me now. Stare, stare at the ground. Higher, higher than clouds. They're looking down. Stare, stare to me now. Stare, stare at the ground. To me, what I'm looking at, what I'm staring at. Okay, explain to me who I'm supposed to be, who I need to be. Okay, explain to me what I'm supposed to do, what I made to you. Okay, explain to me what I'm looking at, what I'm staring at. Okay, explain to me who I'm supposed to be, who I need to be. Okay, explain to me what I'm supposed to do, what I made to you. Okay.
All right, everybody, that was a song called What I'm Looking At. Cyanide, you're welcome to police the chat. I recommend, actually, most people speak out against people that are being rude, but make sure you do it in like a, you have to say what they're doing wrong. Be like, hey, stop spamming. You know, stuff like that. If you just go, shut up, loser! Well, even that kind of works, but yeah, if you got to make sure you time it right and you make sure you call them out on it, because there's a lot of people out there. For example, that girl who likes what was it, Billie Eilish music? She was just asking if I can play it. You can just be like, no. You really got to shoot a warning shot, but as soon as they give you the clearance to take them out, you go ahead. You have all my thanks, and I'll say this again, Senate, thank you so much for saying something, because a lot of people just watch. And they're like, you know, if somebody cuts in line, say something. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not cutting in front of me, pal. Somebody says something rude, be like, hey, buddy, everybody here likes this. No one here likes you. And then they're like, oh. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, say something about their mom. That's what I usually say. Their moms hate that. Because you know if they're watching with their mom, they're going to be like, Mom, is this true? Do you know this guy? And they're going to be like sweating bullets. So anyways, I know everybody's mom. Anyways. I know somebody's mom. Anyways, we're going to play some more music. We're going to play an acoustic song next. We'll keep it rolling. And then I think we had one more song to play, which was Seven Nation Army. Actually, you know what? Should we play Seven Nation Army first and end it with a bang? We'll do that. I think that's a good idea. Donut says, especially my mom. You got it. Pat, how's the gas problem? It's gone now. Dude, I had to get a humidifier or dehumidifier. I had to get fans and all this other stuff, open all the windows. It's gone now, but what a scary thing. Dude, it was so weird. Oh, my God. But, yeah, it's bone dry now, which is, like, good. But if it rains again, who knows what's going to happen. But at least I have everything running. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that. I think everybody forgot. Somebody asked me why there was no show yesterday, and I was like, dude, my basement's flooded, and it smells like gasoline. I'm going to die! Anyways, we're going to play Seven. I think we should play Seven Nation Army first and then play Nostalgiac. What do you think? I think that'd be the move. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that, dude. Yeah. I think Irina's just saying she likes Nirvana. That's okay. I love it. Get a radon kit. We already had somebody come out, so I appreciate it. So far, there's nothing else to worry about as far as I know. But if I start passing out on the show, you know something's wrong. But so far, nothing. All right, we're going to play Seven Nation Army. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to... Yeah, we had somebody come out, and it was just like, the song request will return... Oh, wait, actually, hold on. I'll put paused. That's not how that's spelled. There we go. There we go. We're going to pause that. And then we'll get back to playing some music. So again, oh, Stitch Angel is in here. All right, everybody, go nuts. Have fun. Go right ahead. Go have fun with that. Anyways, we're going to play Seven Nation Army. We tried to warn them. So anyways, go ahead. Have fun. We're going to play Seven Nation Army.
I'm gonna fight 'em off. Seven Nation Army couldn't hold me back. I'm gonna rip it off. Taking their times right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night, 'cause I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And the message coming from my house says, leave it alone. Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it. From the Queen of England to the Hounds of Hell. Your mom throat sings. Then I'll catch it coming back my way. Gonna serve it to you.
Please don't clip that.
And if that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what I'll do. And the feeling's coming from my bones like fire. I'm gonna Wichita, far from this opera forevermore. I'm gonna walk the straw, make the sweat drip out of every pore. And I'm bleeding and I'm bleeding and I'm bleeding before the law. All the words are gonna bleed from me and I won't think no more. Things are coming from my blood. Gotta go!
All right, there was some White Stripes for you with some, probably a little too far of humor. Sorry about that, whoever said that to. My bad. I just saw a perfect opportunity. I see a shot. I'm taking it. Anyways, we're going to play one more song for you guys. We're going to do this acoustic, and then I think we're going to chit-chat for a little bit. How much time? Oh, it's midnight already for me. We'll chit-chat for like maybe 10 minutes or something like that. We'll see. And then, I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. So, it was uncalled for. Wait, what did he say? What was the line from, he's right. It's uncalled for, but he's right. He's out of line, but he's right. Sorry. And now we'll play something deeply emotional. What is wrong with me? All right, here you go. Hope you guys enjoy.
Without a home, nowhere else to go, nowhere to run, ran out of fun. Don't wait for me, falling too deep, 'cause I can't get up. I think of us. Trying to sleep, ran out of sheep, feel out of place, behind my face, still think today, should have stayed, where will you be, you still miss me, day and night. I'll be alright. Day and night. I'll be alright.
Folks, that is a song called Nostalgia. Good luck spelling it. That's a song from my first album I ever put out. It is going to be on the next album. There is going to be an acoustic album coming up. I'm not going to say too much more than that, but there are going to be some songs that have been repeated before. There's going to be a lot of songs that you have heard on the next record, and there's going to be a lot of new ones too. Not sure when it's going to come out. Be patient. I will see what I can do for you. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. If you want to listen to that song, that's from my band Finals, Nostalgia. You can listen to the electric version of that whenever you want. It's a lot heavier, but the acoustic one will be coming relatively soon. So not sure when. because it takes longer to do acoustic stuff, ironically. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna end the show there. Actually, it's 12:15, so I gotta hit the hay. But I was gonna do a chat after this. But thank you guys again so much for being here. Once again, special thank you to Russell, who single-handedly sent the most donations of the day, surpassing everybody. So Eclipse says, I would think electric is harder. You would think so, but you could edit things more. Every squeak, every whistle your nose makes, every time you touch a fret slightly off, it comes through. So you have to be perfect when you record acoustic. So electric, you just cut in, cut out. It's real easy. So anyways, again, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Please check out the link in my channel description. Click on my name. Subscribe to the live. Listen to it. There's other acoustic songs out there. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope to see you next time we go streaming. It should be tomorrow. I want to try and do it earlier, but I think we're going to have another late show. We'll see. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you listen to the new record. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Check out the link in my channel description right now. Anyways, good night, and thanks for being good sports. Stay gnarly, everybody.